it's me, Renee. I'm back, and this video is gonna be a mix of stuff. It's gonna be the eurovisionathon wrap up because it's soon finished, and I suppose it's 3 more days technically, but I don't presume I'll be reading that many more books than the ones I'm in at the moment. So I suppose it might be a surprise or two, but I don't really think there's that much more happening with my Eurovision fun reading. So yeah, I feel like I can pretty much wrap it up. At least talk about some books that I have read and touched and stuff. And I also want to talk about the Eurovision itself, this year's singers. As I've hinted at this before, but I kind of want to go into a bit depth today. Yeah. This year, honestly, don't really feel like there's that many good ones. And this is gonna sound stupid and fake. It's honestly not. It's not. But yeah, I do kind of feel like the best one this year, the very best one, is Subwoofer, which is a Norwegian song. But honestly, I really feel like that's the best one. I feel like this year's Eurovision, I feel like it's a mix of songs that are entirely forgettable. Like, I listened to them all for first time in the beginning of April, and then I listened to them again recently because in Norway you have this television show when people come on and listen to the old songs and talk about if they like them or not and give their opinion. They're kind of Eurovision experts, and not experts, but like they're fans. They've been watching for many years, and it's very entertaining. I really like the TV show. But yeah, so I've been watching that, so I've listened to them all the songs twice. Some I listened to more than twice, but all I've listened to at least twice. And yeah, honestly, this year there's not that many good ones. As I said, I feel like this year is kind of a mix of very many, so many forgettable songs. Like I listened to them once and then I forgot about them, and then I listened to them again and like, oh, that song. I remember it 2 seconds, and then when the song is finished, I can hardly tell you what it's about and how it's sounded because it was that forgettable. So yeah, there's so many of those. And then there's a few that are kind of good. Oh, sorry. There's a few that are kind of good. Like they're no, that's one. I should really make my more plans. No, there's a few that are really honestly bad. This is kind of like, how did this become this country's Eurovision song? How did this happen? Like you just scratch your head in bafflement because you don't understand what happened. And then there's a few, as I said, very few, but a few that I do enjoy. So I'm filming this on Tuesday, Thursday. It's going up on Friday, but yeah. So we had the one semi-final, so we already know that Norway is in the finals, which so happy. You might have seen my Subwoofer book tag. If you have, cool. Um. So yeah, I'm very happy with that. And then so from the first semi-final, I really enjoyed. I was say Malta, not Malta. They haven't sang it. No, I really enjoyed Austria. Well, really enjoyed. I enjoyed Austria, and I really, honestly, except Subwoofer, which, honestly, it sounds so weird saying it, but yeah, it is my favorite. It sounds so snobby saying again and again that I love the song that I love is Norway, but honestly, I think I would still love it if it was Sweden's or Denmark's. Because I mean, it's not really like the song is that kind of typical Norwegian, but yeah. Anyway, but yeah, other than Subwoofer, honestly, to me, Latvia was the best. I thought it was so fun. I suppose partly because I'm vegetarian and they think that eating greens is sexy, which cool. Eating greens is hot, fun. So apparently, I'm a sexy person. That's cool. Though, yeah, I mean, some people have said like how how serious is the song, and yeah, it's not a serious song, But yeah, I very much like that song. I really like the rhythm and the text in that one, lyrics, and yeah, I very much enjoy that one. So yeah, a bit sad that it didn't go through, but what can you do? And then Austria, I liked it, but I kind of felt like it could have had more lyrics. Like I felt like a lot of the lyrics was kind of same two lines over and over again. And yeah, I suppose that happens in songs, but like honestly, I feel like a good song has to have several lines. It can't just have the same three lines over and over again. That I suppose, yeah, some songs do that, but I feel like that's too lazy, and I don't really like it. I don't like it. So yeah, Latvia and Austria. Well, Latvia I really loved. Austria, I suppose I didn't tolerate it, but yeah, Austria liked. I liked decent amount. That sounds so strict, but yeah, I liked it enough. It was good, catchy, and yeah. Other than that, yeah, there's not really more to talk about from first semi-final. And then yeah, for other, well, sorry, a bit wrong. And then also Greece also performed in semi-final, and Greece this year used Amanda Tenfjord, which is a Norwegian singer, well, Norwegian, Norwegian and Greece singer. Her dad is from Greece. Her mom is Norway. She's born and raised in Norway. But yeah, she's the contestant from Greece this year. And that song, I think I liked it most the first time I heard it. The second time, it was fine. Like the third time I heard it, I would say I enjoyed, but I kind of feel like kind of feels like two songs in one. Like the slow parts feel like one song, and then the fast parts feel like another song. They kind of feel a bit too different to like be in the same song. Like I feel like they're yeah, I really enjoy the fast parts, but the slow parts kind of feel I don't know, just too weird in a way. I yeah, don't like them that much. So yeah, but I do. It's one of the songs that I enjoy. Like they're, it's not an awful song. It's not a forgettable song. Or it could be better, but it's not a forgettable song. And of course, she's Norwegian, so like if she wins, Norway kind of wins. So kind of I have to slightly enjoy it, which well, I don't have to, but like yeah, the Norwegian one in me really enjoy that part. Like yeah, this year kind of fun in a way because we kind of well, not now, but like we could have won in five different ways because Norway, the Norwegian song, Greece because one and ten sorry, and then also Slovenia has a Norwegian drummer. I think actually Norwegian drummer, and I think actually half the band is not Slovenia, Slovakia. Slovakia has Norwegian drummer, and I think also like a Norwegian bass player, something like that. And then Austria has a Norwegian lyric writer. A Norwegian was involved in writing the song. So yeah, there's kind of actually yeah 6 ways Norway could have won. Not anymore since Austria didn't go through, but now it's 5 ways. So yeah, that's still kind of cool. So yeah, other than that, yeah, I also kind of I would say I kind of enjoy the British song this year. It's it's not amazing, but it's yeah, it's not a bad song. I really like his voice, and the lyrics is nice enough. Nice enough. Yeah, this year, nice enough is quite good because so many bad ones this year. I heard earlier this year, last year, there was some rumors that Bill Bailey was gonna write a Eurovision song, and honestly, I think that would be very cool. Like he's comedian, he's a musician. Well, he's a musician. He's a comedian that does singing. Can you say that? I just did. So yeah, I think that would be a very fun thing to do. Obviously, it didn't happen, but in the future, I think that would be very cool. But yeah, I think that's kind of all I'm going to say about that, really. I mean, yeah, the songs in Eurovision this year, not a lot of really good ones. Like, I'm still gonna watch like tonight. Oh yeah, kind of unsure if I'm gonna watch tonight. I might watch tonight. But I'm gonna definitely watch it on Saturday. But yeah, Saturday, I think I'm probably gonna have a book with me and kind of read a book while watching it because yeah, there's so many songs this year that are subpar, honestly, and not that interesting. So yeah, but Mika is gonna be singing, which is gonna be very fun. I love Grace Kelly and Pat Bottom Girls. So yeah, it's kind of fun to have Mika. I'm kind of also like a bit unsure, like why is Mika hosting? I mean, the two other hosts are Italians. He's not. I don't really even think like I could understand if he's half Italian or like if he lived in Italy. I don't think he does. I do think he really loves Eurovision, but still, shouldn't you have like some sort of connection to the country when you're a host in the country? I don't know, but cool. And so yeah, that's kind of my sum up of this year's Eurovision songs. Now I'm going to talk about the Eurovisionathon and the books I read and didn't read and started. And well, I'm not going to talk about all the books I didn't read. I'm going to talk about yeah, okay, I'm going to talk about books. So yeah, I did read two Swedish books. I'm kind of decided to like use this one, Döden går på visning, because honestly I think they both like well, one because the other book was from the library, I already returned it, and two, I think they were kind of similar in length, but yeah, kind of want to you can't just use this one simply because it's kind of the one that kind of most took me by surprise because it's a crime book set in modern day, which crime is not something I usually really read that much. Like, okay, so I like classic crime, Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes, usually lately Dorothy L. Sayers, but modern crime I don't really like it that much. This Well, I suppose this partly being one of okay, so it's written by two authors, one of them being a comedian, and it really shows. It's yeah, it kind of feels like a British TV crime, cozy crime TV series in book form. Because yeah, I don't read crime, but I watch crime, which I suppose unlogical, but there you have it. And I really love British crime, which this one really feels like. It's in a small town. It's weird characters. You can't guess You can't guess the. Was the victim? You can't guess the murderer, which is always important in crimes. Though yeah, it's not set in England. It's in Sweden because Swedish offers. But yeah, if this ever becomes available in different languages or Swedish, I would definitely say check it out. Recommend it. So yeah, I've read Sweden. Yeah, kind of kind of weird because the Swedish song, well, it's not an awful one, but it's not really among the ones that I kind of feel like are good ones. But this year I didn't really decide to like read songs from countries. No, sorry, I didn't read songs. I didn't decide to read books from countries that I really enjoy the songs because like that's kind of like this books I ended up reading was I suppose partly random and partly the books that I kind of found. So it wasn't like very I suppose in a way interconnected. Then again, for Eurovisionathon, the point is to read from the different countries. You don't have like last year I read from the countries that where I really enjoyed the songs. I didn't this year, and that's not really a point. That's just kind of how it happened last year. And yeah, and then I read Benny, which a Norwegian book. I love, yeah, I love the Norwegian song, but yeah, also really love this book. It's a children's book. It is at 155 pages, so not a whole, was there not a whole one, not a big one, but The criterion is that you have to have a book at more than 100 pages, which this one definitely qualifies at 50 pages, still. And yeah, it's very fun. So the scary, it's not scary. It's set. I mean, it kind of looks scary, but it's not scary. I would say it's kind of Home Alone-ish, like they're pretending to be scary. These kids, and you can't think like it's set during Halloween from cover. It's not. It's set during the Christmas time around New Year's. But yeah, it's a really decent. It's a very fun, delight of a book. And yeah, again, it's a Norwegian book. I don't think it's out in Swedish or Danish or like anything as of yet. I really hope that like comes translated because I do think like it really serves to get more get more readers and eyes on this book. And do believe actually that Norway is actually kind of going to be either like a big or like in focus for somehow in a literature festival in Germany this year. That's not in Germany. Okay, this is a literature festival that goes around. I think it goes around the world, and we're like where publishers come show off the book and try to like, get translators to like see like, hey, translate this book, like attention. So hopefully this offer gets talked about and he gets interests because he really deserves it. And then yeah, so Vienna 1814. So this one works for Austria. I yes, see, I haven't read much. I've read a few pages in this one, but I still haven't read that much. This one, okay, it sounds so like so. I'm not frustrated with the book. Okay, so I really like the concept of this one. For some reason, I kind of feel like it will work very well as an audiobook. Reading it, like it's interesting, but I keep on putting it down, which, yeah, it's a bit weird. I think it's probably because it's nonfiction. I don't read that much nonfiction. Like, I watch people on booktube talk about nonfiction, and I read some nonfiction myself, but not a lot. Like, mainly autobiographies and stuff. I suppose it's kind of difficult to get into in a way because I'm not so used to it. But yeah, I mean, I really like the theme, and like the idea behind it. Like, so far, this kind of it has been like 5 sentences about the food. I'm like, you don't need to talk that much about the food, do you? So I'm thinking I might do enough this, but I'm not sure. Like as I said, I think I really think it would be very fun to have it as an audiobook. I looked for an audiobook. I can find it as an audiobook, so I have it as paperback. Yeah, honestly, don't know if I'll do enough of it or not. But yeah, like for this readathon, I have read in it a bit, but not much. And yeah, I haven't finished or like read the finish it. Yeah, I'm also not quite sure how do you count like if you don't finish a book? Because I think pages count. Uh, I always I have forgotten to sign up for the readathon, so I'm unofficially lurking part of it. Like I'm not in the papers for eurovisionathon. So yeah. Anywho, yeah. And then I read in Them Sava, which is a book about females, males, and a language, and how langs a language differ, or does it, from if it's a man or female. It doesn't talk that much about trans persons, but it does a bit now and then. Like mainly, it's about female and male, men's, males in it. I haven't finished it, but I read in it. I've read like two or three chapters. It is non-fiction, but it's in Norwegian. Maybe that's my issue. I've tried to read a lot of non-fiction English books. Maybe I should read more non-fiction Norwegian books. I don't know. Maybe. Anyway, yeah, haven't finished it, but read in it. So, and also I suppose you're supposed to just read one book for each country, and both of these are Norwegian books. So I don't know what I'm talking about this one because it's a fun book. Yeah. Anyway, and then we have a book that I didn't read, haven't done yet. I Store Fatters Fotspor, which is a book about authors traveling around the world and their texts about like traveling around the world. So you could have had lots of different places here. So it's not. Let me check. Oh yeah, yes. The book is 165 pages, so it's long-ish. How do you define a long book? It's not long-ish. Okay, it's over 100 pages, so yeah. But I haven't started it yet, so yeah, it's just kind of there as a potential thing. I suppose maybe I'll start it tomorrow. Might happen. I don't know. At this point, I don't think so, but who knows what tomorrow will bring. Then we have some other books that I've started. What? Yeah, I haven't finished. We have Mad, Bad, and Dangerous to Know. This is set in Paris or Paris, but I think it's also set in the Ottoman Empire. So it's two different timelines. In the 1800s, I want to say, yeah, 1800s, but also in the 2000s. Hey, it's at 200 years earlier. But wouldn't that be 300 years earlier? Okay, anyway, centuries apart, but there's two different timelines, two different storylines. I've just like kind of like I'm in the first chapter, so I'm very am I in the first chapter? Yeah, I mean like the first chapter, so I'm very shortly into it. But yeah, beautiful cover, and I'm enjoying it so far. Though, yeah, haven't read much in it, and it will work for France. Yeah, sidebar: France this year. I don't like them. I don't like them. Their song, not as a country, but their song. No, I suppose you could have guessed because I didn't talk about it as one of the songs that I enjoyed. But yeah, and then we have the Twilight of Democracy by in Norwegian. So Demokratiets Svanesang. It's by Anne Applebaum. This one talks about democracy's end, in a way, or how it might be ending in some ways. It talks about the US, like Trump era, but also talks about the UK, Brexit. It also talks about Poland, Latvia. It talks about Hungary. So it takes a lot of countries. I am, have actually gotten quite a bit into it. I am at page 123, and it is 190 pages. I suppose in theory I could finish this book before the end of the readathon. So I suppose maybe it might happen. I'm not sure if it will, but it might happen. And if that happens, which country I'll use for it, I won't. I don't know which country I use for it. But yeah, and then we have Percy Jackson and Lightning Thief. So you started a reread of this one yesterday. So it would be from Greece because Greek gods. It's not set in Greece, and the author is not Greek from Greece, but it's Greek gods, so it works. And yeah, I'm just loving so much being back in this world. I am. Where is my bookmark? Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a bookmark. I found a bookmark. It's weird. Um, I think I'm actually, yeah, I can remember. I think I'm actually doing a weird thing here. Where I'm reading a chapter and a chapter at a time. So I'm not using a bookmark. I'm too cool for bookmarks, so I just read a chapter, like, instead of using bookmarks. So yeah, and I'm probably gonna like focus on this one. I might like read this and this, but I'm gonna focus on this one because I'm loving being in that back in this world. Just so fun being back in this world, like at the very beginning of it. I I believe I have reread this before, but I can't like I think it's been very many years. So yeah, I read all of the Rick books, but yeah, I haven't read this one in quite a while, and the TV series is coming, so yeah, kind of need a reread. So yeah, And then Meet Me in Madrid, I've read a bit in, but not that much. Like I read 2 or 3 pages, so yeah, it would have worked for Spain, but yeah, I haven't read much in it, so don't think I'm gonna read that much. But who knows? Maybe I'll pick it up, and it's a romance, so if I pick it up, I'll pick it up and fly for it. But yep. And then we have a book that I have finished. So yeah, so I'm mixing it up. I thought I was going to talk about all the books that I finished and then move on. I didn't because now I have a book that I finished again. So A Kind of Spark by L. McNichol. So this is British author. It's British author with autism. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Yeah, she has autism herself, and the main character in this one is has autism, and yeah, it's an English book, so it looks from UK, and I very much enjoyed it. It's not a big book; it is 190 pages, but yeah. So the main character, Addie, gets bullied because she's different. She kind of lost her old friend. She kind of is a bit out outside. She gets a new friend, and then it's about her in her life. It's a slice of life book. It's about her life, her family, her small town, and well, it's a small town, Edinburgh. This book, but I mean, the UK is the Eurovision, so this one works for the UK, for Scotland as well. So yeah, definitely a book I would recommend. So if you want, if you're in the mood for fascinating, fun, heartwarming, touching, a bit sad, middleweight read, check it out. And then we have Villhex by Lena Kolber, which is the first in her, well, the series, sorry. The series is called Villhex. The book is called El Prova, or the Fire Test would be an English name. So this is the first in her second middleweight series. I loved her first one, which is The Shameless Daughter, out in English. There's also a movie, so well, there's actually 2 movies. Check them out. Talked about it before. You need to check it out. I haven't read this one before now. This one came out in 2010. So at that point I would have been like 19, so a bit old for middleweight. Well, yeah, I mean that was the year I started reflecting for the first time, but I didn't pick up this one because I didn't. I picked it up now. I enjoyed it, but I feel like this is kind of one of those middleweights where you kind of have to be in the age group to like love it. I liked it for like a good story, but it didn't hit me so much really. Like it didn't hit me in the feels. But yeah, I mean, it's a short enough read, so it's I would say it's a good read. Like if you want to go from reading comics or go from reading smaller, go from reading shorter reads to longer reads. This is a good like uh good practice read in a way when you're reading more and more words and stuff, and it's stuff to talk about and what have you. It's probably good for me. Like I work in a bookstore, so and we have this book in the bookstore, so now I can talk about it from like a person who's read the book. That's good. And yeah, and then also I started Institute for Resistensker, which is a translation of the Institute of Last Wishes. Well, that's not what it's called originally. It's originally in German. It's set in Germany. Uh, I don't have a bookmark because again, I just kind of read a chapter into it. That's why I'm kind of reading my chapter way. Usually, I kind of end up I'm either using a bookmark or I'm like reading a whole book in the one go. But sometimes I kind of end up reading one chapter, and then I suppose then you don't really need a bookmark as long as you know remember what chapter you were at. But yeah, I'll be reading more on this like before the weekend over. I'm not quite sure, but yeah. And then we have Rebel, Skamlösa kvinnor. So this one I have also actually finished. It has, let me see, 10. Oh, that's wrong. 15 females that are fearless, shameless. So it's a mix of people from around the world. You have people from Asia, people from the US, people from Europe, and yeah. Though I don't think this one. Well, yeah. One of these has like where is she from? In a moment. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. One of these one has a person from France, so I suppose I could use this one France. So I suppose, yeah. No, like, how do you count anthologies? Because, I mean, it is it is 150 pages, but it's not. Oh yeah, I think you can still count it. Yeah, yeah. Don't worry. No, no, nothing. No, don't think about it. Forget it. And yeah, so that's kind of like my journey with Eurovisionathon this year. Yeah, you might think like, well, Renee, you don't have a full-time job. Why haven't you been reading more? Like, you're a mood reader, yes, but are you that moody? You have time to read. Well, no. Well, I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again in case you don't know. Last, so I say last year, or that too. Last week I got an internship, so I've been actually been busy this whole last 2 weeks. So Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday I'm working in a cafe. I'm kind of being a potato, like thing saying in a way. I'm being like a bit of a everywhere person. Like I do everything. I cut fruit. I clean the kitchen. I make ingredients, make food, like make whole recipes, make recipes. Yeah, I make like things with recipes. You understand me? So like I do a bit of everything. But that's from 9 till 4, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, and then of course Wednesday I still work in a bookstore. But those days when I work in the cafe, I stand all day, and that's not really normal for me because I usually don't haven't been doing that one standing. So of course I get tired. Last week I got like so tired I just kind of got home after work and I just lay on my back and I just almost slept like for the rest of the evening before, yeah. And also I have to go early because the cafe is not, it's not far away, but it's not close to me, so I have to take a bus and a train. So yeah, so that's kind of like what happened with like how why I haven't read that much. But yeah, I'm still kind of enjoying like Eurovision existing. Like I'm still enjoying Eurovision of fun existing, even though I haven't read as many books as I kind of wanted to or planned. But I mean, reader fronts. The plan. The idea is always to just kind of have fun with. Like if you do it, stress it too much, it's not fun. I mean, it's supposed to be fun. Challenge yourself, yeah, but fun. And if you finish one book, great. And I've actually finished, how many books have I finished? One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, I actually finished 5 books. Which, yeah, honestly, I'm quite pleased with that. Quite pleased. Oh, yeah, actually, I also remembered. I also started Limits. Is it called Limits? Borders. I don't call it Borders. By Erica Flatland. She's a Norwegian journalist. She writes different kind of travel log stories. And yeah, one being Borders. I'm just kind of definitely translating it. I'm pretty sure it exists in English. I don't know its titles, but the title in Norwegian is Grensen, which means border. So I'm just gonna say it. It's border. So it talks about so she goes on journey with all the with through all the countries that border to Russia. So that's around like 150. Like Russia has a long border, like land border, uh, not sea but on land. And I've started listening to that on audiobook. I haven't gotten far in it because I kind of um lost my earphones. I didn't lose them. I put them in a weird place. found them again today, and yeah, I'm gonna continue with that. But yeah, I haven't read that much in it. Haven't finished it, and it's a 20-hour audiobook, and I've listened to, I want to say 1 hour. So yeah, listening to 19 more hours on 2 days. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I do know that that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna might be listening more, but listening to all those, that won't happen. But yeah, so that's kind of my wrap up and my thoughts around eurovisionathon and Eurovision. And yeah, also yeah, I won't say it again. If you want to check out my subwoofer book tag, it will be fun. Some people have watched it already. No one's commented it, but that's fine. But like, yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I kind of came out like quick. I kind of decided to like. I was so happy. Like I jumped for joy on Tuesday when we got to the finals. So I kind of said, okay, I want to do something. So I did that, and I suppose it's not the most original tags, but it's my little way of saying like, hey, you're cool. So yeah, now when you Google subwoofer, you might see my face, maybe. And yeah, I hope you have a nice weekend and that you have some fun reading plans. If you're watching Eurovision Fun this weekend, tell me who your favorites are. And yeah, I'll see you next week. Bye.